the Behavioral Neuroscientists. Welcome to the Fresh Thinking School of Neuroscience, home of Behavioral Neuroscientists. Behavioral Neuroscientists are the mind's detectives. They meticulously examine the biological evidence within our brains, the intricate web of neurons, and the ebb and flow of neurochemicals to decipher the why behind our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Their work uncovers the secrets behind motivation, memory, emotion, and even the origins of mental health challenges. It is more than just brain mapping. Behavioral neuroscience translates these complex discoveries into practical tools. These insights improve treatments for neurological conditions, optimize learning techniques, and offer an unparalleled understanding of our inner workings. This field isn't confined to a laboratory. Like true detectives, behavioral neuroscientists observe the world keenly, tracing the intricate interplay between biology and behavior in every human interaction. Their relentless pursuit of knowledge bridges the gap between animal models and the complexities of the human mind. Their most powerful tool isn't high-tech scanner, but a relentless drive to understand the fundamental why behind the brain's mysteries. Through their work, the mind slowly surrenders its secrets, leading to a future of better mental health, enhanced learning, and a deeper comprehension of what makes us human. Here is a breakdown of what behavioral neuroscientists focus on. The brain behavior link. Behavioral neuroscientists embark on a grand quest to map the vast territory of the brain's influence on our lives. They recognize that every aspect of our existence, from the most basic to the most intricate, it's somehow orchestrated by our remarkable brains. They investigate how neural networks firing in response to threats or opportunities trigger our primal instincts and lightning fast reflexes. They dive into the world of emotions, tracing the biological pathways that underlie feelings like fear, joy, sadness, and anger. Moreover, behavioral neuroscientists explore how the brain gives rise to our complex mental abilities. They examine the neural circuits involved in problem solving, abstract reasoning, and conscious decision making. Their work seeks to illuminate how these complex processes arise from the symphony of billions of interconnected neurons. Their ultimate goal is to understand how the brain functions and how it gives rise to the unique experiences that define our humanity, physiological and genetic basis. Behavioral neuroscientists go beyond the surface of conscious thought, recognizing that our behaviors are a complex tapestry woven from both visible and invisible forces. They acknowledge the limitations of viewing behavior as a series of deliberate choices. and understand the need for a nuanced perspective. They excavate the intricate layers of biological factors that influence our actions, often without us even realizing it. This involves pinpointing how the subtle interplay between our nervous system's wiring, the ebb and flow of hormones, and the code within our genes, subtly yet powerful shapes our tendencies, responses, and overall personality. Their work highlights that we are not always the sole architects of our behaviors. Biological forces play an intricate role in shaping the unique individuals we are and how we navigate the world. This involves understanding the delicate dance between several key players. The first key player is the nervous system. Our brain forms an astonishing biological command center with billions of interconnected neurons and a sprawling network of nerves extending throughout our bodies. Behavioral neuroscientists seek to understand the intricate choreography of signals that flow through this system. They trace how electrical impulses and chemical messengers zip along neural pathways, shaping every aspect of our being. They investigate how sensory information from the outside world is relayed to the brain, processed, and then translated into instructions sent to our muscles and organs. Importantly, they study how these signals also shape our internal world, generate thoughts, fuel emotions, and ultimately drive our choices and how we interact with those around us. The first key is the hormones. Hormones are more than biological regulators. They are mighty chemical messengers that subtly orchestrate an intricate dance of moods, motivations, and behaviors. Behavioral neuroscientists delve into the fluctuations in hormone levels, can influence our mental states, and even shape our day-to-day choices. For example, they might investigate how spikes in stress hormone like cortisol can heighten anxiety or aggression. Or they explore how fluctuating sex hormones across the menstrual cycle or during puberty can influence mood and social interactions. Researchers also examine how imbalances in hormones like testosterone or thyroid hormones can contribute to changes in energy levels, motivation, and overall well-being. The first key is genetics. The blueprints contained within our DNA hold partial sway over our predispositions and tendencies. Behavioral neuroscientists examine how our unique genetic makeup interacts with environmental factors to shape our behavior patterns. By recognizing this complex interplay, behavioral neuroscientists move beyond a simplistic view of behavior as purely voluntary. Instead, they paint a nuanced picture where our actions and experiences are a product of our conscious choices and the invisible biological forces continually at work. The first key is animal and human studies. Behavioral neuroscientists employ a multifaceted approach to gain deeper insights into the brain behavior connection. Animal models, often rodents or primates, provide opportunities for controlled experiments that may be ethically challenging or impossible to conduct in humans. Researchers can carefully manipulate specific genes, brain regions, or environmental factors to establish cause and effect relationships between the brain mechanisms and animal observable behaviors. At the same time, working with human subjects is essential for translating discoveries from animal models into real-world applications. Human studies use techniques like brain imaging, behavioral tests, and questionnaires to establish and examine brain activity and behavior in a non-invasive way. By comparing and contrasting animal and human research findings, behavioral neuroscientists gain a more comprehensive understanding of how the brain gives rise to behavior. This allows them to identify core principles that apply across species and unique aspects of relevant human cognition and experience. Complexities, areas of research, motivation, and reward. Behavioral neuroscience scientists delve into this fascinating question. Why do we crave specific experiences? They explore the biological mechanisms behind our motivations, particularly those driving us towards pleasurable activities like seeking food, sex, and other rewards. One area of focus is the brain's reward system, a network of interconnected regions that release chemicals like dopamine when we engage in behaviors deemed beneficial for survival and reproduction. These chemicals create a sense of pleasure, reinforcing the behavior and making us more likely to repeat it. Behavioral neuroscientists investigate how this system works, from the role of specific neurotransmitters to the way different stimuli trigger reward pathways. They also explore the influence of other biological factors like hormones. For example, hunger hormones like ghrelin can activate the reward system, driving us to seek food. Similarly, sex hormones influence sexual motivation by influencing reward pathways and brain regions associated with attraction. By understanding these biological underpinnings of motivation, behavioral neuroscientists can shed light on why reward-seeking behaviors can go awry in some cases, leading to addiction or compulsive behaviors. Their research ultimately paves the way for developing strategies to regulate these motivations and promote healthy behavior patterns, learning, and memory. Behavioral neuroscientists seek to answer one of the most fundamental questions about the brain. How do we learn and remember? Here, it's a glimpse at the multifaceted context encoding. Our brains are constantly bombarded with sights, sounds, emotions, and experiences. But how do these fleeting moments become lasting memories? Behavioral neuroscientists are on a mission to crack this code. They are particularly interested in the initial transformation process, where the brain takes these temporary experiences and solidifies them into neural representations, essentially brain codes that can be stored for later recall. This remarkable feat involves rewiring the connections between neurons, the brain's fundamental building blocks. Imagine intricate pathways forming and strengthening between neurons as they fire together, solidifying the memory trace. By studying these dynamic changes in communication patterns, scientists are unlocking how our brains turn fleeting moments into the rich tapestry of memories that make us who we are. Consolidation. Researchers investigate how the brain stabilizes and strengthens newly formed memories over time, a process called consolidation. This may involve transferring memories between brain regions like the hippocampus and the cortex retrieval. They study the intricate process of accessing stored memories, how they are brought back into conscious awareness, and how they might be modified upon recall. Factors affecting memory. They analyze a range of factors that influence learning and memory, including age, stress, sleep, and even specific molecules within neurons that play a role in memory formation. This knowledge has implications for improving learning strategies and potentially developing interventions for memory-related disorders. Sensation and perception. Behavioral neuroscientists delve into how our brains transform raw sensory data into the rich tapestry of experiences that make up our reality. Here is how they explore this incredible process. Behavioral neuroscientists map the complex sensory highways within our brains. They have discovered that information about the world doesn't arrive in a chaotic jumble. Instead, it travels along dedicated pathways. Our senses, sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell have a unique route. Imagine these as specialized information superhighways. They start with unique receptors located throughout our bodies. Think of these as on-ramps gathering the raw sensory data. The pathways wind through various brain regions, reaching dedicated processing centers. This organization allows the brain to efficiently decode and interpret the constant influx of sensory information, transforming it into the rich experience of the world around us. The world bombards us with constant sights, sounds, and sensations. But how do these raw signals transform into the rich and detailed perceptions we experience? Behavioral neuroscientists are on a quest to understand this fascinating journey from signals to perception. They delve into the brain's remarkable ability to translate these essential inputs into meaningful experiences. Their research explores how factors beyond the raw data shape our perception. Attention plays a crucial role here. It acts like a spotlight, directing our brain's resources to specific details. Expectations to influence perception. We often see what we anticipate seeing, filling in gaps based on past experiences. By studying these factors, scientists uncover how our unique internal world shape how we perceive the external world. This research sheds light on the fascinating workings of the brain. It has potential applications in education, where understanding how attention and expectations influence learning can lead to more effective teaching methods. Multisensory integration. The brain doesn't just process each sense in isolation. Behavioral neuroscientists explore how information from different senses is combined and integrated to create a unified perception of the world. Illusions and distortions. Studying how sensory processing can sometimes go awry, leading to illusions or hallucinations, provides crucial insights into how the brain typically constructs our perception of reality. Emotions. Behavioral neuroscientists strive to decode the biological symphony that gives rise to our rich emotional experiences. Here's how they dissect the intricate relationship between the brain and emotions like fear, joy, and anger. Behavioral neuroscientists have pinpointed crucial players in the brain's emotional landscape. They have discovered specialized structures dedicated to processing different emotions, acting like the brain's emotional command centers. Imagine the amygdala as the fear hub. It helps us quickly detect and respond to potential threats. Meanwhile, the nucleus accumbens fuels our sense of pleasure and reward, motivating us to seek out experiences. The insula holds a unique role in processing disgust, helping us avoid things that could be harmful. This knowledge offers more than just a map of our emotional brain. It provides clues about the root causes of emotional disorders and potential targets for new treatments, moving us closer to understanding and managing a vast range of human emotions. Behavioral neuroscientists go beyond simple identifying the brain's emotional hotspots. They delve into the intricate communication networks that connect these emotion centers with other key brain regions. Imagine these networks as pathways linking emotion, memory, decision-making, and physical responses. By tracing these pathways, scientists reveal how emotions exert a powerful influence beyond how we feel in the moment. For example, a memory linked to a strong emotion might become more vivid and more accessible to recall. Conversely, emotions like fear can cloud our judgment and impact decision making. Understanding these complex interactions is essential for grasping how emotions weave into the fabric of our daily lives, influencing everything from our choices to our physiological reactions. Behavioral neuroscientists investigate the mighty chemical messengers influencing our emotions. These messengers, called neurotransmitters, are like tiny communication signals that flow between brain cells. Think of dopamine as the feel-good chemical, playing a role in the feelings of excitement and reward. Serotonin helps regulate mood, promoting feelings of contentment and well-being. Then there's adrenaline, our fight or flight chemical, surging when we feel threatened or enraged. By unraveling how these neurotransmitters interact with specific brain regions, scientists are gaining critical insights into the biological basis of emotions. This knowledge has far-reaching implications. It can help explain mood disorders, guide the development of targeted medications, and offer a deeper understanding of why we feel the way we do. Behavioral neuroscientists delve deep into our evolutionary past to uncover the origins of our emotions. They view emotions not as random glitches, but as finely tuned tools honed by natural selection. By understanding why emotions like fear, anger, and joy evolved, scientists can gain insights into how they function and sometimes malfunction in today's world. For instance, fear was likely advantageous for our ancestors, triggering rapid responses to danger. This same fear system, when overactive, can contribute to anxiety disorders. Mapping the evolutionary tools and roots of emotions provides a unique lens for understanding the healthy emotional spectrum and biological underpinnings of emotional disorders, potentially leading to more targeted and effective treatments. Mental disorders. Behavioral neuroscientists are at the forefront of unraveling the intricate biological underpinnings of debilitating mental health conditions like anxiety, depression, and schizophrenia. Their investigations delve into critical areas, including neural circuitry, mapping the brain networks involved in emotion, cognition, and reward processing, neurochemistry, analyzing neurotransmitter imbalances that may contribute to mood disorders, genetics, identifying genes that increase vulnerability to mental illness. This research paves the way for improved diagnosis, targeted treatments, and a deeper understanding of the biological roots of mental health challenges. Behavioral neuroscientists harness potent tools to unlock the mysteries of mental health disorders. Using advanced brain imaging, they pinpoint neurotransmitter imbalances, reveal disruptions in the brain's chemical messengers that contribute to conditions like depression or anxiety, abnormal brain activity, mapping unusual activity patterns in brain regions linked to mood, thought, and behavior, communication breakdowns, identifying how communication between brain areas is altered in those with mental health conditions. These insights are crucial for more accurate diagnosis and the development of targeted treatments. Behavioral neuroscientists delve into the genetic code to unravel the complexities of mental health disorders. They investigate how inherent variations in our DNA can increase risk. This research focuses on behavioral neuroscientists who are revolutionizing our understanding of mental health disorders. By studying genes and their interaction with the environmental factors, they can pinpoint those at risk and understand the why behind these conditions. This helps pave the way for early identification and intervention, which helps those most vulnerable to get support sooner. Personalized treatment. Tailoring therapies based on individuals' unique biology. Understanding early adversity. Identifying how experiences like trauma change the developing brain. Promoting resilience building strategies. Their research even extends to the search for biological markers. These offer the potential for more accurate diagnosis and the development of groundbreaking treatments that address the root causes of these disorders. Methods. Non-invasive techniques. Behavioral neuroscientists harness the power of advancing brain imaging techniques to peek inside the waking brain, unlocking the mysteries of behavior in incredible detail. Here is a focus on fMRI and EEG, functional magnetic resonance imaging. Now, when a brain region becomes active, it requires more than oxygen, increasing blood flow. This allows researchers to pinpoint precisely which brain areas are engaged during different behaviors, thoughts, or emotions. EEG uses electrodes on the scalp to record the brain's electrical activity at lightning fast speeds. It reveals the patterns of brainwave activity associated with different states, such as alertness, drowsiness, or even specific stages of a task, offering a dynamic view of brain function. Why it matters. These non-invasive tools allow behavioral neuroscientists to observe how brain activity unfolds moment by moment, not just its static structure. This provides a real-time window into how neural networks interact to produce the vast array of human behavior and experience. Animal experiments. Animal experiments allow behavioral neuroscientists to go beyond mere observation and directly manipulate the biological factors they study. They can isolate cause and effect relationships through precise interventions, like targeting specific genes with genetic tools or temporarily altering the activity of specific brain regions. This lets them clarify how these manipulations change an animal's behavior. In contrast, observational studies of humans typically involve carefully recording detailed information about behaviors, brain activity through imaging, and sometimes genetics in a non-invasive manner. Researchers analyze these data sets to look for patterns and correlations, but can't directly prove that one factor causes a specific behavioral change. Observing how people behave in different environments is a cornerstone of behavioral neuroscience. Researchers may analyze behavior in natural settings like schools, workplaces, or social gatherings to understand how context shapes our actions, emotions, and interactions with others. They might also conduct experiments in controlled laboratory settings where they can manipulate specific factors and precisely measure how those changes influence behavior. Why it matters. Studying human behavior in a diverse context has wide-ranging applications. Social dynamics is like deciphering a group's secret language. It unlocks how seemingly simple things, the number of people, who is in charge, or even the physical space, can dramatically influence how we make choices, work together, or even clash. Understanding these dynamics helps us navigate group interactions more effectively. Understanding how behavior reveals mental health challenges is a game changer for treatment. We can accurately diagnose conditions and create personalized interventions by pinpointing patterns. These solutions won't just work in theory. They will be designed to succeed in the messy reality of patients' lives. Behavioral neuroscience is the key to creating better designs for everything: spaces, technology, and even how we teach. It reveals how our brains work, allowing us to create environments that sync with our thoughts and decisions. This knowledge is transforming how we treat brain injuries and mental health challenges, offering revolutionary new approaches to healing. Here's why. Behavioral neuroscientists are more than symptom solvers. They are root cause detectives. Research in the biological basis of depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and more allow us to move beyond simple managing symptoms. By understanding the brain's glitches, we can develop treatments that target the core of these disorders, offering the potential for lasting change. Behavioral neuroscience is like creating a roadmap to the brain by pinpointing specific regions, chemicals, and even genes linked to a disorder. We stop blindly treating symptoms. Instead, we can design medications and therapies that go straight to the biological source of the problem. This targeted approach promises more effective and personalized treatments. Behavioral neuroscience unlocks treatments that go beyond pills. We can develop powerful non-medication approaches by understanding how the brain drives behavior. These range from brain stimulation techniques to targeted behavioral therapies that essentially retrain the brain. A new generation of interventions reprograms how the brain processes information, offering hope alongside traditional treatments. Behavioral neuroscience paves the way for genuinely personalized mental health care. Imagine treatments that target a diagnosis and are tailored to your unique biology, your genes, your brain activity patterns. It is a shift from one-size-fits-all approaches, promising treatments precisely calibrated to the individual for potentially better outcomes. Developing better therapies for neurological and mental health conditions. Understanding addiction. The behavioral neuroscientists play a crucial role in tackling the addiction crisis. They delve into the intricate ways substances hijack the brain's reward system, leading to compulsive drug-seeking behavior. Their research focuses on neural reward patterns, mapping how addictive substances alter the brain's reward CQ tree, vulnerability factors, identifying genetic and environmental factors that increase addiction risk. Long-term brain changes. Understanding how addiction rewires the brain, leading to relapse. This work is vital for developing more effective prevention strategies, targeted treatments, and relapse prevention techniques, offering hope in the battle against addiction. Behavioral neuroscientists are revolutionizing our understanding of addiction, moving beyond the misconception of willpower failure. Their research reveals addiction as a complex brain disease, demonstrating how substances hijack neural pathways involved in reward, decision-making, and self-control. This knowledge challenges the harmful belief that quitting relies solely on willpower. By illuminating the biological basis of addiction, they foster compassion, reduce stigma, and pave the way for more effective science-based treatments. Behavioral neuroscientists play a crucial role in identifying those most vulnerable to addiction. They investigate how genetics, stress, and early life experiences interact to heighten risk. By pinpointing the biological and environmental factors that shape susceptibility, they help with these critical goals. Early identification. Recognizing individuals at higher risk for addiction, targeted prevention, developing tailored prevention strategies to protect those most vulnerable, personalized treatment, understanding why addiction takes hold can lead to more effective individualized treatment approaches. Behavioral neuroscientists drive innovation in addiction treatment by pinpointing the brain mechanisms implicated in addiction. They provide targets for new therapies. These novel treatments might include medications designed to interact with specific neurotransmitter systems, reduce cravings, and restore balance to brain circuitry. Brain-based therapies, techniques that aim to retain or modulate the brain regions involved in addictions. Personalized approaches, leveraging an individual's unique biology to tailor the most effective treatment plan. This work offers hope for more targeted and successful interventions in the fight against addiction. Behavioral neuroscience underscores the need for multi-pronged approach to addiction treatment. Their findings emphasize the power of combining behavioral therapies and support groups with interventions that directly address the biological changes caused by addiction. This could include medication to help restore brain chemistry and reduce cravings, therapy to address thought patterns, coping skills, and underlying triggers, support groups to foster connection and provide ongoing encouragement. This integrated approach offers the best chance for long-term recovery by targeting both the psychological and biological aspects of addiction, education, and learning. Behavioral neuroscience is revolutionizing education. By understanding how our brains learn, we can create classrooms that work with, not against, natural information processes. This translates to better learning environments. Imagine lessons that tap into our memory strength, activities that boost focus, and surroundings that minimize distractions. This brain-based approach unlocks a new era of practical and engaging education. Behavioral neuroscience hands educators a powerful toolkit to optimize learning. Research reveals how our brains focus and form memories and how emotions impact the process. This knowledge lets teachers build lesson plans, teaching styles, and even classrooms that align with how students' minds naturally learn. The results: better engagement and more robust memory creation. Behavioral neuroscience offers vital insights into learning differences. It sheds light on how brain development and unique wiring impacts students' learning. With this knowledge, educators can spot the signs of dyslexia, ADHD, and other learning challenges earlier. Crucially, they can create personalized strategies to support these students, unlocking their potential and ensuring everyone thrives. Behavioral neuroscience acts as a brain compatibility filter for educational tech. It helps us assess if fancy gadgets align with how our brains learn or are just distractions. This ensures classrooms embrace technology that works with, not against, natural information processes. The results? Well, educational tools that genuinely enhance learning, not just engagement. Behavioral neuroscience provides learning doesn't stop at graduation. Understanding the brain's learning mechanisms empowers us to create an engaging educational experiences for everyone at any age. This facilitates learning journeys that span a lifetime, whether picking up a new skill, or expanding your professional knowledge. Brain-based approaches ensure learning stays exciting and compelling. In short, behavioral neuroscientists are explorers of the most complex frontier, the connection between our physical brains and the behaviors they produce. They utilize various tools, from observing animal behavior to peering into the living human brain with advanced imaging techniques. Whether they are studying basic processes like how we learn a new skill, or tackling the profound challenges of mental health disorders, their aim is the same: to unravel the biological mysteries that make us who we are. Their work has far-reaching implications. Understanding the brain's role in behavior can revolutionize treatments for neurological and mental health conditions, improve our educational techniques, and unlock insights in what drives our motivations and emotions. Behavioral neuroscience offers an ever-evolving perspective on the intricate link between biology and the very essence of our being. This is Dr. Masaseka Nimisha Kosa, Director of the Fresh Thinking School of Brain Science. We thank you for coming around. Thank you.